What's good, everybody? It's your boy Everton, and yeah, we're gonna talk about Visible Wireless. Not only just a basic plan, but more so the actual Visible Plus plan. Some of the perks and how that plan actually came in clutch for me yesterday in a time when I would have otherwise really struggled, especially since I do carry around multiple carriers. So I definitely want to talk about that, show you guys how the performance of the network is, and explain a little bit of that, and basically give you my pros and my cons. So let's go ahead and get into it. And just a heads up, there's a link in the description and in the pinned comment for Visible. If you do want to help out the channel, you can click that link and it costs you nothing. It'll take you right over to Visible, show you their greatest deals. But let's go ahead and get into it. So what is Visible? Visible is Verizon's prepaid company. They do offer two very simple plans to understand. You have Visible Basic, which has unlimited talk and text and 5G. It is mid-band 5G and it is good. I do utilize it a lot of places, and it does give you enough speed and things like that to be able to accomplish everything that you really need to do on a smartphone for your basic needs. Now, when you bump it up to Visible Plus, there you get a lot of extra perks, and they're not just superficial perks. So you actually have practical perks, meaning that you do have unlimited talk, text, and access to data that is on the ultra wideband network. Now, what does that really mean? That means that you will have access to greater bandwidth equals more speed. And not only that, when you're on that more speed, right, while you're surfing and things like that, there is something that Visible offers called priority data. That basically means that whenever the network gets congested, there's a lot of people in demand, you essentially will have a priority allotment of 50 gigabytes. While you're on the ultra wideband network, that priority data does not get dipped out of that bucket. When you're in the fast lane on the highway and things like that, it is wide open. Everybody's enjoying this data. It is really great. It's when you switch to mid-band 5G, think of that like a normal street versus a highway, and there's a lot of stop signs. Think of somebody just flipping the green light for you to go through all the stop signs. So there's not really any slowdowns or anything like that. So that's essentially one of the things that really comes in clutch. Not only do you have access to fast data with the ultra wideband, but when that ultra wideband isn't available, they'll carve out a lane for you to make sure that you remain at the top of the priority. Also, you do have some international perks. You will get a free day of international roaming when it comes to talk and data. That's included as complimentary. So it is something that has a lot of value. But for today's video, I am going to talk about essentially how the plan actually works from a day-to-day basis. So when it comes to how the network actually performs, for the Visible Plus, it actually relies, and for the most part, when you're not using your phone, it does run on normal 5G, not the ultra wideband. Like I said before, the normal mid-range C-band 5G is very sufficient for the things that you can do on your phone. So in the background, it can update emails, you can get notifications, and basically when you're ready to utilize your phone, it's always ready. Now, one thing I do notice that sometimes it does dip to LTE or 5G, which is fine. LTE is still super fast, especially when you're not even really actively engaging with your phone. And then once you actually start to do things that are, well, demanding of the network, then you will notice that the ultra wideband starts to kick in. And it stays on for a while. I'm not gonna lie, once you start watching videos and things like that, ultra wideband kicks in, which is exactly what you need once you have that demanding situation. Because listen, updating your email and reading web pages doesn't require ultra wideband speed, right? Now, one thing I will tell you about is a scenario that I had yesterday, and there's something about that priority data, which is really Visible Plus's superpower. So yesterday I was at SeaWorld and it was really packed. It is a theme park to the fullest. And I was trying to look up some food options to eat at after I left SeaWorld, and I used Google Maps. And you know what? When I use Google Maps, I actually like looking at the photos of the atmosphere, the food that's being served. When I look for a place to eat, aesthetics and, the visuals really matter to me. And while I was on another carrier, I was not able to look up any photos. I was able to see like results, the rating, the text, but I wasn't able to see any photos or anything that really had a network demand. It was very lackluster. Visible Wireless, I was able to see everything I want to see. I downloaded Yelp, things like that. So basically what I'm saying is that when you're in a really challenging situation where there's a lot of people, especially when you're there for hours and you need access to your phone, it comes in clutch. It is like this superpower that kind of has other competitors from like AT&T or T-Mobile kind of beat. Now, I have seen other companies where, like, there's US Mobile out there and you can add party data onto there for about $9 extra. So that's $9 extra on top of your bill, which I don't like. I like it to be included in Visible Plus, right? I like to be at the front of the line and they just have all the perks that I need. One thing that they do have, but I think is very smart, is actually they have a simple referral plan. Now, you're gonna notice a theme here. Visible is very simple when it comes to the execution of their service. Tell somebody about it. They activate with your referral code, and you and that other person both get $20 off of your bill. Now, I understand that you might not be Visible's spokesperson. You're okay with just getting the savings and maybe just want to use your referral code just when you're signing up. You're not gonna really spread the word or anything like that about that. That's fine. That's fine. But just want to put that out there that you're gonna notice a theme of things that are super simple. So now I want to move into customer service. Now, customer service, there isn't a phone number that you can call. You can initiate a call after you chat through them through text, but that has to get escalated where they need to get on the phone with you. Now, I have had to contact customer service probably about 3 times through text. And not gonna lie, I thought all 3 times, since I've had them over the course of like almost 4 years now, I thought I was gonna have to talk to somebody over the phone. No, they really, I was surprised at how trained these guys were. The amount of text response that I got seems as if they have like pre-prepped responses from a lot of things. I had to do a SIM swap, and they literally sent out a SIM to me, confirmed everything, my address and everything, in the matter of probably like 3 to 4 minutes. I confirmed a couple security questions through an email and confirmed the code, and literally they sent out a SIM to me, and it was overnight the next day for free of charge. So it is something that I am very I don't see that them not having a actual phone number to call as necessarily a bad thing anymore. The way that they've done it and how efficient they are through chat is very impressive. Now, I know one thing that's really important is the ability to have good coverage. And you know what? It's all about location. Location matters for everyone. Now, I'm in a place where I do have ultra wideband capacity, although I've never got gigabit speeds. But like I said, I don't really actually need that. It's just cool to look at sometimes. But at the end of the day, I have really good speeds. I have ultra wideband. I also have LTE and normal C-band 5G. So I'm pretty much covered in my area, but definitely check the coverage map to make sure that you have the adequate coverage before you actually just jump onto a plan. Secondly, though, how does it work when you do have coverage? Like, what is the quality of the service that you're going to receive? Well, call quality is amazing. Literally, like one of the top tiers that's out there. And there's a big emphasis on this. I do have other lines, like I said, and there are times where, I'll have another service, and sometimes it'll struggle just a slight bit. So Visible is top tier when it comes to call quality. Data quality, they're not top tier. I will give that to anything that's running on T-Mobile, but Verizon's 5G is super capable, super fast. I have never had an instance where I was like, dang, my data sucks right now. So I really like the fact that their 5G has really been built up, and everywhere I go, I basically have it. Now, the data quality, like I said, is super fast, and the good thing about it is that it never really runs out. So, it's just one of those things where you just have it and, you got it and it's good. Now, what are the downsides of this like plan, right? Like, what are the downsides of this plan? There aren't a lot, but there are some things that I'm kind of particular about. And one of them is the ability for me to see like my usage. So their dashboard for their service is super basic, right? It is unlimited. So a lot of people are like, well, why do you want to see that? Well, because I do have priority data, and I want to make sure that, I like to have an eye on my data to see how much I have remaining and things like that. Just for simple awareness, you don't have that. You kind of have to trust that they're gonna handle the allotment well. Have I ever run into it? No, I haven't. Doesn't mean it can't ever happen. No, it doesn't mean it can't ever happen. I can run out of priority data and things like that. I will still have, good data. Other than that, I can't think of any other cons with the service. It's really fast. It gets service indoors, outdoors, especially well on outdoors. So I really like that. I've taken it to more rural areas, and yeah, it works really well. I was really happy with that. So yeah, guys, I just want to give this really quick update about Visible Wireless and talk about kind of like how amazing the service is. And they're not braggadocious about it. Like, they don't have necessarily the best spokesperson out there that's really championing the service. So I just wanted to, basically share some information about that. But at the end of the day, guys, I just want to shed some light on my experience with Visible and how it came in clutch for me. Definitely check the link in the description. There is a link to Visible. If you do want to check them out, definitely click on that link. It's an affiliate link. It'll help the channel out. But until next time, I'm Everton, and I do videos Everton's way. Peace.